Hello and welcome back to The Jump Show. Today we've got a tier list video for you. We've basically taken some of the grade one winning chasers, grade one winning 2 mile chasers, and we're ranking them as legend of the game, great, solid, meh, and how on earth did they win that? What we're going to do is we're going to drop the tier list down below as well. We'd like for you guys to make your own tier lists, and please send them us on Twitter, and the best ones we will retweet. We'll also have to caveat this by saying some of these horses ran before I was born. So please be gentle with us, I suppose. Dan, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yeah, born in '96, I was. So I think we're going to talk about the 1999 ARCA winner being one of the horses. So I was just about walking and talking. So yeah, bear with us. Like we weren't exactly in our pomp when some of these ran, but hopefully it'll be a good laugh. And drop your opinions down below. Like you may well know far more about some of these horses than we do.
Some of them most certainly will. And Jake, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I tried to make sure that they're all 2000 plus so that we've got a chance. So yeah, the 1999 article is the earliest of the races. But yeah, and also bear in mind that we know that these are all good horses. We're not saying any of these aren't a good horse. It's just we're ranking them against each other. So that's how this is going to work out.
And also something to very much specify, because I don't think I really cleared it up at the start. This is from their 2 mile chasing careers as well. So some of them may have gone on to achieve much more over further, but we're going to be ranking them solely off what they achieved at 2 miles. And if this goes well and you want to see more like this, we can do 3 mile chasers next. All right, let's kick things off. Altior, for me, there is no way that this horse can't go in Legend of the Game. Jake, would you like to disagree with me?
Yes.
Nice.
So he's at 9 times grade one winner, reached a peak rating of 175. That's all grand. I think the reason why we would put him higher than some of the others on this list is just because of, I guess, recency bias, and that he was around while we were loving horse racing and getting into horse racing.
We'd gone through puberty when he was running.
Exactly.
Oh, I was speaking for me. Maybe some of you a bit later, but okay.
Like if you look through his runs, his wins, I don't think there's ever been a horse that he's smashed and it's been a very amazing piece of form. So I think he's a great. I don't think
so
he's quite legend of the game.
I mean,
14 wins in a row of fences wasn't enough for our boy to put him into legend of the game. Apparently, if it actually makes you feel better, I only had him in great as well. Personally,
there we go.
Really,
I think there was some on this. I think there were just some on this that were a bit more spectacular, maybe. A bit more.
That's
some of the performances rate in the higher echelons on the figures. But so I had him in. Oh, it's close, right? It's got to be close, but I think you're outranked, Willow. I think it's two.
I mean,
I think very top of great. Yeah, very top.
So you're saying he's ranking between great and legend of the game?
Yes.
Okay.
We're already on the. Okay.
I will
I'll
begrudgingly move him there for you guys. Next up, we have Azertiop and Dan. Where would you rank Azertiop?
I had him in great as well, just because he was part of that golden generation of chasers around the mid 2000s. Obviously, won a champion chase and an Arkle, beat Flagship Librella's in the champion chase as well. So he beat a horse we'll discuss later on this list. And then the battles with World Chief and Moscow Flyer in that 2004-05 season were pretty remarkable, probably the best we've seen in that division. And just as a mark of the horse, I know we're only judging on 2 miles, but he finished third in the King George that season as well. It was almost just like a defiance of how talented a horse he was. So
a really poor point you didn't need to make, because as you said there, 2 mile chasers, please, Daniel.
Okay.
Jake, were you in agreement on great? I didn't have the strongest opinion.
I would have had him either top of solid or bottom of great. Yeah. I think he was very good. But he only won 2 grade ones. That was the thing that was holding me back a little with him. He won the 2003 ARCA, the 2004 champion chase.
Quality of opposition, all right.
Yeah, of course. So that's why, yeah, I'd be happy to have him in great, but I think there's others that will go ahead of him in great.
Okay. Big Zeb is up next. Jake, take it away.
Yeah, I thought Big Zeb was one of the horses that I was looking at, and he actually kind of surprised me about how decent he was, to be honest. He won 6 Grade 1s, got to a mark of 176. He won the Champion Chase in 2010, obviously, which was a brilliant performance. And he was second in 2011 as well, behind sides in Europe. They had some decent battles along the years. So, yeah, I'd have him at least top of solid. I don't know about you, Dan.
Yeah, I would have been solid as well. Say, he was around for a long time. Won a Grade 1 at 10 years old. Yeah, he wasn't like absolute top class compared to some of these, but I think solid's very fair enough.
Okay. Moving swiftly on to Captain Chris. Again, I wouldn't have the strongest opinion on this one either. Dan, take us away on Captain Chris.
I had him like in the meh to how on earth category. I think he won an Arkle, won the Punchestown Grade 1 as a novice, and then I think he went up in trip from there on out. So it was kind of really hard to rate him as a pure 2-miler after that. So he's got to be down there somewhere.
How on earth did he win that? Would you agree with that, Jake?
Absolutely, yeah. He somehow beat Finian's Rainbow in his Arkle. And then he went on to win the Punchestown Novice in the same season. Other than that, he didn't win a Grade 1 in 2-mile division. He won the Ascot Chase, as Dan said. So, yeah, I'd have him in. How on earth did he win that, to be honest?
Chacun Pour Soi, I think, is one that might divide a little bit of opinion. It was obviously a late bloomer, multiple Grade 1 winner, but I only had him as solid because he struggled when he came up against top opposition. Jake, would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I 100% agree. He's never won at Cheltenham. I don't think we can put him much higher than solid, can we? Despite his exploits over in Ireland.
And Dan, in agreement?
I had him in solid as well. Yeah, so and some outstanding performances.
Not much debate there. Oh yeah,
loved the flop. Loved a bit of a flop, didn't he? So there you go.
Defi Desoy, maybe a little bit rudely on my end. I put him as meh.
I 100% agree.
Oh, fantastic.
That's generous. I have him at the absolute bottom.
His best performances are over 2-mile form. And
so
he then bumped into an old
form, right?
Underso.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, so his 2-mile form after, because he obviously won the JLT. So he tailed off last behind Laylor in an Arkle trial. He beat Chacun. He was beaten by Chacun at Punchestown. Won a Schlur by a length, getting £3 from Politolog with a 12-year-old Simply Ned in third. Then he beat an Underso who was 11, then 12 by a total of 3 lengths in 2 starts in a Tingle Greet in Clarence House. He got beat at 2-5 in the Champion Chase and then never won another race and never looked like winning another race. At the bottom, please.
I'm happy to stick him on how on earth did he win.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'd have him above Captain Chris though, because he did win 2 Grade 1s over in open company.
Move on to dodging bullets. Just want to go pretty high. Go on, Jake. Where would you have him?
I put him in solid. I don't think I had always had this opinion, or I've heard of dodging bullets as being one of these great horses, but having looked back through it, I don't think he was top tier. He won his Tingle Creek, his Clarence House, and the Champion Chase in that 1 year, and then didn't really do anything else other than that. He actually never won a race after that 2015 victory in the Champion Chase. So yeah, I'd have him as solid.
I did him there personally. I mean, he got beat by Western Warhorse in the Arkle. Oh, that's already a big red flag. And as you say, he had that one season where he won everything, but he was beating an 11-year-old Summersby and a Sprinter Sacre who wasn't Sprinter Sacre. So I'd have him in. And then, as you say, he didn't do anything after that. So I'd put him in there.
Go on, Willow, you decide.
I'm happy to leave him in solid myself. Dan, you've been overruled.
I hate democracies.
Yeah. Douvan, Arkle winner, riddled with injuries, could arguably be one of the most talented horses on this list. But I stuck him only in great simply because I don't think we got to see the best of him. And I'm not ranking these on potential, I'm ranking them on what they achieved on the track. Would you agree, Dan?
I think you're being generous putting him in great then if you're ranking him there. I mean, his novice season is probably the best novice season out of any of these. He won 5 Grade 1s. It's incredible. But it's just so disappointing, isn't it, that we never got to see him do it in Grade 1 open company. I know, obviously, he had these injuries and stuff, but he did get... he got injured in the race, obviously, but he was 2-9 favourite in that Champion Chase when he got injured in 2017. And then he fell in 2018. Like, I think
better than solid, man. He's better than solid.
But is he
based on what he achieved? Is he?
Yeah,
I'd have been solid as well.
I'd say Toff is solid, but I don't think you can put him much
Thing is
higher
that
on his achievements.
the name solid almost isn't right for him. It shouldn't. It's like the opposite of what he is, right? He's like spectacular, or then obviously like very
Or
flawed
nothing.
and injured. Yeah, like it's.
Yeah.
But I had him there. Just look, if Altior wasn't great, and with what in terms they achieved in wins, there's no real comparison. Ability, there probably almost certainly is, but what did they actually achieve? I can't have Douvan higher than solid personally.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will concede because democracy.
We'll agree on this next one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even going to discuss it because genuinely, when he crossed the line, I said, "How on earth did he win that?" So yeah,
It's literally the worst horse on this list by a country
a
mile.
country mile.
He did just win in France for Tom George, though, so
Don't
he might
care.
make it a comeback. Okay,
Well done to him.
We'll go with that.
Edward Stone. Meta, how on earth did they win that? I'd have him somewhere in the middle.
I think he's got to be meh because he's got potential to go on and do something.
Yes.
I think that's like, it's not how on earth did he win it yet, because we haven't seen what he can do in Grade 1 company, open company yet. So I would say meh.
Dan, would you agree?
I'd agree.
Fantastic. Energamine, given that you put Douvan in solid, I feel like he now has to be solid, right? Champion Chase winner, 5-time Grade 1 winner. You know, anyone disagree?
Well, Champion Chase fell apart that he won. Conditions came right. I had him in solid as well. Yeah, I know. Some people may rate him higher. He was very impressive again, beating Shakan at Punchestown. But yeah, I think for now he's just solid for me.
And then what he could potentially do this year.
You've got to put him above dodging bullets, though. Please.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I hadn't actually. Sorry, it's got to go above Shaq and Pasquale then as well. I didn't rank them any. I just put them in solid and didn't.
Yeah,
move
no,
them along, which we can come and adjust that at a later date or a later time.
Yeah, I would say, you know, time form when they put the P next to him, he's solid with a P next to him. He could get to great if he wins, you know, all the Grade 1s this season, then he'll definitely be up there. But yeah, at the minute, I think he's just solid.
Finian's Rainbow. Jake, where would you slap him?
Yeah, so he won the Aintree Novice in 2011 and the Champion Chase in 2012. 2 times Grade 1 winner. Highest overall rating was 173. I'd have him in solid, to be honest. I think he was one of those horses that could have made it to greats, but he finished second in the 2011 Arkle, and he also went on to win a Melling Chase as well, which obviously we're not counting.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. So I would have him in solid.
Dan, in agreement, or would you disagree?
I had him in meh personally. He beat a 10-year-old sizing Europe in the Champion Chase and an 11-year-old Big Zeb for that race. Got beat by Summersby in a Clarence House, and then after his Champion Chase when he fell off quite badly. So I had him in there. Above Edward Stone, obviously, but that's where I had him.
Could we
Settle
have
the debate, will it?
Could we have him at the back of solid? Like last in solid?
Well, you're the one to.
I'm having
decide.
him last in solid.
Okay.
We'll move on to first flow.
This one.
Only one Grade 1, literally beating a bunch of horses who were past it. How on earth did he win that? But better than Duke de Geneva.
Above Duke de Geneva.
Yeah, absolutely.
The flagship Uberellas, Dan, you'd already touched on him, so I don't know if you want to start us off on this one.
Yeah, I mean solid. Won the 1999 Arkle, as you mentioned earlier. It took him till 2002 to win the Champion Chase. By then, I'd graduated to primary school. And then he also won 2 Tingle Creeks. I just thought solid was about fair enough. Very good horse.
Yeah, I agree.
Fantastic.
I'd have him above Finian's Rainbow, though.
Mate,
above
at the end of this video, there will be a screenshot of everyone in their correct order. But for the short term,
okay.
I'm just going to put them in there. I'm being very lazy. Yeah. Footpad, I had him as meh.
Definitely meh. Yeah.
I really thought that he could have taken on Altior when he bossed it in that Arkle, but he just didn't kick on at all. But ultimately, I think he would pull Edward Stone's pants down.
I didn't know how on earth.
No, because he had a fantastic novice campaign, bro.
Yeah, but he beat nothing like all the time, and like that Arkle was a joke. Like
Edward Stone also beat nothing.
Yeah, at least the race is a bit more respectable. Do you remember that footpad article?
It was like 4 runner race, and
Yeah,
they went off
and
like
St.
lunatics.
Calvados and who else was it?
Team
Everyone,
Mushwa.
yeah, just
And
decided,
brain
oh
power. Was
yeah,
it brain power? Just
brain
like
power was in
stayed
there
on
as
from a really
well.
long way back. Yeah, but
Yeah,
he did it so
yeah.
well.
Yeah, but any of these horses would have like done that and more. I know, I just no, I can't have him because then look what did he do after the Arkle? He got beat by an 11-year-old Simply Ned, and ended up going up in trip, and he found out it was a bit tripless. Like he ran into King George and a Ryanair. Like he did nothing after that novice season.
I had go on.
Sorry, the only thing that counts for him is he won the 4 grade ones rather than just 1 or 2. I think that's the only thing you can say for him. But I'm happy to, if you're really strong on it, then I'm happy to have him top of Hell on Earth. But if not,
I'll let you have him above Deathy.
Yeah.
She's almost insulted because Deathy did it in open company. But
I'm overruled, right? Foot pad on how on earth did they win? Yeah,
fine. Yeah, we'll go with it. Yeah.
Fox Norton, I had between solid and meh. What about you, Jake?
I was more towards the meh, to be honest. I thought he had his days, but
he had that chance to win the champion chase.
Yeah.
That's the bit. That's the bit that sticks out to me. Oh man,
yeah.
It will go.
Yeah.
Dan, you happy with meh?
Very happy with meh.
Yeah, better than Edward Stone though.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. God's Own.
Another meh.
Meh. I was going to say, on how on earth did he win that?
No,
he was a grade 2 horse, mate. He was a grade 2 horse. Let's
no,
not.
He's got to go in there.
Let's not have this any other way, mate.
He won the Punchestown Champion Chase, mate. Like he had his days.
He also beat the Tour, and he ran in those top races for like 5 seasons. Bonus points for longevity. In there, please. You're outruled.
Disgusting. ahead of Fox Norton or
no, in between.
In between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grenadine. How on earth did they win that?
No,
that's harsh. That is harsh.
Mate, if you guys could sit on the fence for this whole bloody video, you would.
You heard some of the things. What are you on about?
He just capitalized on some really bad races. Let's have that straight.
I'll give you he's a Sandown merchant.
Absolutely. But a good one.
But a decent one. That's the problem. And he was 4th in the champion chase, like not beating far behind Paul Callum. Like,
Defi mate, but Defi is such
He's just meh. He's just
meh. Porto Star is a really interesting one, obviously, because widely known for what he did over further. As a 2-mile chaser, Dan, where would you put him?
Sorry, who are we talking about?
Porto Star is who we're talking about. As a 2-mile chaser, we have to specify that.
He's in great, I think. You can't put him top of the tree for that reason, I think. Dual Tingle Creek winner, beat Voipor Stades in one of those. Arkle winners before that. Like I think he's just he's got to be great based on just pure 2-mile achievements, I think.
Jake, in agreement?
I was gonna have him in top of solid.
Oh no, there's no list Corto sits in where he's not in like a list of great category. Come on.
I mean, he won the 2 Tingle Creeks. 2 miles was never his trip.
He did one of them in a season where he won the Gold Cup. I know it doesn't count, but he's so good. No, please,
he won the Betfair Chase, and then they decided like 2 weeks later, oh look, the Tingle Creek's open, let's just go for that.
He's the best ever. Like, please put him at least great, please.
Okay, we're putting bottom of great, but
I'm gonna
he only reached 1-7.
I'm gonna put him in great.
He only reached 1-7-3 over fences.
Over he's crap, isn't he?
So he was 1-9-3 in the Gold Cup division.
Put the kettle on. I had her down as meh. I know that she was an Arkle winner and a champion chase winner, but she was very one-dimensional. It's not the worst thing to be one-dimensional when your perfect scenario is spring Brown Cheltenham, but she was stuffed in so many races away from Cheltenham, and I think she's just meh.
Yeah. She's also got the lowest, I think it's the lowest official rating of all of these. She only reached 160.
Is that including the mayor's allowance?
Well, it's built into the rating. Yeah, she got to a mark of 160. The Arkle that she won was very, very poor. Even Duke de Geneva would have had a chance in that. So yeah, she's got to be no better than Meh, in my opinion.
I thought Willow was nailed on to put her in. How on earth did you win that? To be honest, but I thought Meh was fine. You say one
Yeah.
Arkle champion chase, love Cheltenham. Is she like ability wise? She's probably right at the bottom of this list, but she punched above her weight.
Definitely.
Moscow Flyer is next on our list, and I'll head to you, Jake.
Here we go. Yeah, this is my first legend of the game right here. 28 chase runs, 19 wins. I mean, if we don't put him in legend of the game, I don't think we know anything about racing, to be honest.
Yeah.
8 grade ones, got to a rating of 180. Like, yeah, brilliant, absolutely.
Beats them the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, has to be in the legend category. No doubt there whatsoever.
The more this goes on, the more I think I most probably got this pretty wrong. I stopped a little.
So you got him in legend.
Solid.
Oh god.
Yeah. Champion chase winner, admirable horse. Solid is most probably the definition of him.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
I'd agree.
I'd have been there personally because he spent most of his career or a lot of his career over further. But hey, I'm outruled if you want him in solid. You got to put him in the bottom of solid.
He is at the bottom. He is at the bottom of solid.
Yeah. I think the thing that proves him as solid is that the 2020 champion chase where he just went and picked it up because everything else dropped out. Like that was just a solid performance.
Yeah.
Did the job.
And the year before he finished, was it second behind Altior?
Yes.
Yeah. Altior was really slow that day. If you want to call him that.
Second there, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Min actually, but yeah, either way.
That was the year. It was the year they tried something different on Min, and he just didn't finish in the front.
Okay, I think it might have been 2 years ago. He finished like fourth.
Yeah,
I remember because I'm in third for the TriCast, and he jumped the last in third and then faded. I think God's Own beat him to third. I think that day, so I remember that race painfully well for obvious reasons.
Shishkin. This is a really difficult one because he's another one who you'd want to stick like the P next to their name. Providing obviously that he comes back from his injury pretty well. But given how closely matched he was with Energumin, I'm very happy to place him just behind him.
Yeah, I think that Clarence House last year was just
top notch.
Yeah, this year it was unbelievable. Yeah, one of the best races I think we've ever probably seen.
Barely anything to separate them, and that's tough.
Yeah, I'd have been great personally. I just think he's being abused for that one bad run.
Yeah, but do you not think he's got a lot to prove now this season?
At the back end of great, admittedly, but still great.
I'm going to put him. No, I'm happy to leave him alongside Energumin because I don't think much separates those two.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Sorry, Dan. Simon Sig is next on our list, and I'm going to head to you, Dan.
I had him in Meh. It's a harsh one because he obviously had loads of problems after he won the Arkle. Like he was off the track 2.5 years after winning that. On his second run back, he came third to the Tour and God's Own in Punchestown Champion Chase. Then he fell fatally in the Schlur. I think on ability and what he could have achieved, he's probably in the Meh category, which is a shame because say he had his issues.
Yeah, this was the horse that surprised me the most on this whole list. I just thought he achieved so much more than he actually did. Obviously, he won the Arkle, and then he was off the track for 970 days afterwards. And he never really managed to get back in the same, obviously, anywhere near the same type of form. So yeah, it's got to be Meh.
He still ran a really nice race though when he was third in Punchestown. Like he did, considering everything that happened.
Yeah, behind God's Own that day. Yeah,
we'll move on to Simply Ned. And for all that he is a legend of the game
at the top,
he truthfully it is between Meh and how on earth did he win that?
I'd have him Meh. He ran in that Chepstow race. Was it 6 times, 7 times? And he won it twice.
And he beat Footpad. So
if you were trying to argue that Footpad was Meh, you have to have Simply Ned at least in Meh because obviously he beat him as an 11-year-old. And he beat Min as a 10-year-old. He's not the class of some of these, but for that alone and his longevity, he has to be above Footpad. For the love of God, make him above Footpad, please.
He's above Footpad. Don't worry. Sire de Grugy, I'll head to you, Jake.
Yeah, so I had Gruji. I didn't know whether to put him in great or solid, to be honest. I think he's between the two. But he's a five-time Grade 1 winner, reached a mark of 172, and he had some great battles with Undertow as well. So I'd probably go top of solid, or near to top solid, but happy to be out argued on that one.
Dan, would you have any differing views?
I'd have been solid, not necessarily top of it, but I'd say in solid. For some reason, I always remembered it was more disappointing than what he realistically was. Maybe that's
Yeah.
just because of the time I was kind of getting more into racing, and I think he tended to be favourites as the champion chases later on in his career after winning Tingle Creeks and never quite deliver at Cheltenham after that first champion chase. But
Yeah.
he was still very solid. I mean, yeah, 3 Tingle Creeks, that's not to be sniffed at.
Sizing Europe is the next one we've got on our list, and I'm going to go to you, Dan.
I had him in solid as well. I say mixed with plenty on this list. Like he beat Summersby in the Arkle in 2010, beat Big Zeb in the 2011 Champion Chase. I got beat by Quarto Stars over 3 miles. He beat Sprinter Sacre and Cider Grugy in Champion Chases. Like he was just he could tie a lot of form into him, like on this list alone. Like just very solid horse. Not top class, like compared to some of these, but very solid.
Yeah, he's one of those. He easily could have been great, but he was second in the Punchestown Champion Chase twice and second in the Champion Chase twice. If you didn't, if you converted some of those, then I'd think he'd be the great. But yeah, I'm happy with top, like near to the top of solid. Yeah, or around where he should be.
Summersby is the horse we're going to be talking about next, and I'm going to head to you, Jake.
I had him as solid actually. Okay. He only won the Clarence House once.
We are loving solid.
He was second in, I think it was 5 or 6 Grade 1s. It was, he had a great record. I think I can definitely, I'm happy to have him in there as well. But I think he was a solid horse, to be honest.
Judging by Dan's reaction, he wanted meh.
Well, no, like I would have loved to put him in. I wanted to put him in solid when I looked at it, but I couldn't because they say he only won 1 Grade 1.
Yeah.
For longevity reasons, like fantastic horse. Like, and he was bumping into the likes of Masterminded, Sprint, Sacra, Cider Grugy, etc. But if we're talking, can you really then put him in the same tier as some of the likes of Douvan, Shishkin, Energamine, Cider Grugy and co? Probably not. Based on what he's achieved. So
I'm happy with top of mare. Like I think he was very borderline.
Special Tiara, obviously a champion chase winner. Briefly touched on that with the Fox Norton chat. He holds a special place in my heart. He was one of my first big winners when it came to betting when he won that champion chase. That was a pure dart sort of thing. I didn't have even a Twitter account at the time. But it is most probably a case of how on earth did he win that, right?
No, I had him in there because of, again, longevity reasons. And I know that was his standout performance, but he mixed it at the top table for a long time. And it was quite nice to see him get that big win. That was the first Cheltenham I ever attended in person. And so it was, I remember him fondly for that reason as well. I didn't have a bean on him because, like the rest of the world, I was on the Douvan multiples. No, I think I've had him in there. I say you got to give points for longevity, I think.
Yeah, I got him there as well. He won the 2013 Aintree Novice and the 2015 Arkle as well as the Champion Chase. So yeah, I'd have him as mare. 3 Grade 1.
I'm looking forward to this one, boys. I believe Jake had some punchy opinions on Sprinter, something to do with him being in, like, how on earth did he win that, or something along those lines. Jake, where would you put Sprinter Sacre?
The most overrated horse. If I see one more story about his comeback. No, I'm joking. Of course, he's a legend of the game. 8 times.
Oh, he's bottled it. He was giving it such big talk before. Ladies and gentlemen, this man was chatting some outrageous things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like he had him way down the list, and now all of a sudden the pressure's on. He's just bottled it. He's seen the light, but he's bottled it big time. Disappointing.
No, he managed to get an official rating of 188, which is, I think, the highest on this list, if not one of the highest. But it was his performance back in 2013 that I think is the one that sticks in the memory. Well, not that I remember at the time, but looking back on it, an absolute rout oversizing Europe. I think it was 19 lengths he won that by. Brilliant performance. Everyone always goes on about the when he came back, but I think that was his top performance. So yeah, he's got to be a legend, and I'll just probably have him above Moscow.
Sounds to me like you're too scared that Wayne Harrison gun in for you in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Dan, any argument here?
Nope. The best. Top and legend.
Next on the list, we have Undersow, the Iron Horse, Arkle winner, dual Punchestown champion chase winner. Just given the way that this tier list has unraveled in front of my eyes, I can't have him in grey. I'd have to have him in solid. Would you agree, Jake?
Absolutely not. I am going to be arguing until death's dawn that Undersow is a great horse. 9 times he won the Grade 1. 9 times, Willow. Come on.
Is that 9-2? Is that 9 2-mile Grade 1s?
Yes, 9 2-mile Grade 1s. Put some respect on his name. He is an absolute great. If the only thing, right, that could have made him better is if he ran in the 2017 champion chase where Douvan ended up being pulled up rather than the Ryanair. But he won the Ryanair anyway.
He bossed that Ryanair.
So yeah, he's got to be a great. He's got to be a great.
Dan.
Yep, you're outranked here, Willow, my friend. Put Undersow where he belongs.
So difficult to put him there simply because of like where all these other horses are, though.
Yeah, but I mean, who on that list has achieved more? There's a couple that can, but no one else has achieved more. He belongs to be. He should be there. Don't debate it.
What's Sprinter doing below Moscow?
As I've said a few times on this call, we'll have a complete revised, like everyone in their correct orders from 1 through 35 come the end. Voipor Estades, there we go.
Well done.
Remember Mercedes. Dan, where would you rank him?
I had him in solid. The last 5-year-old to win an Arkle, I believe. I was getting a £5 allowance as a result, but still the last one to do it. Beat Monet's Garden, who turned out to be a pretty decent horse in his own right. Champion chase in 2007, and then started bumping into Quarto Star and Masterminded, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I think he's just the definition of solid, really, for this list.
Jake,
yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah.
Well, Chief is who we're moving on to next, and unfortunately, Dan, I'm going to have to go straight back to you because you specifically requested this horse to be put in this tier list. So please tell us where he needs to be ranked.
I mean, it was just a glaring omission, like considering we've already mentioned Moscow Flyer and Azerty. Like, you have to have World Chief in this list.
Yeah, well, we said footpad, we never said min, so you know.
Well, and you can add a little min in the how on earth column, and we'll move on with our days. No, look, it was part of those great clashes, as I say, with Moscow Flyer and Azerty. I mean, he won a Victor Chandler off a mark 176. I mean, it's just absolutely outrageous. He beat Kicking King in his Arkle, who won 2 King Georges in the Gold Cup. Just a tremendous horse. Yeah, I mean, I have been great, to be honest. I think he's
great.
Yeah, I think him, Moscow, and Azerty need to be in those upper echelons. I really do.
Jake, strong opinion?
I'm happy to go down with the bottom of great. I would have him top of solid because obviously won the Clarence House back then. Victor Chandler was a handicap. He won that off such a high mark. Obviously, it wasn't a Grade 1, but it was such
176.
Yeah, it's probably even better than winning a Grade 1, isn't it? Like, so yeah, I'm happy to have him at the bottom of great. That's fine by me.
I don't know how this one's ended up here because everything was in alphabetical order, but Mastermind it somehow chucked in with the
2 horses you had left at the bottom couldn't be more different, could they?
Yes.
Where would you be ranking Masterminded, Jake?
He's in Legend of the Game, 3rd one in for me. Reached 186, 7 Grade 1s. I think there's so much to like about him. He was such a good horse. As Dan said earlier, as part of that golden age of Paul Nicholls chasers. And he was obviously the 2-mile one of them. Yeah, I think bottom of legendary for me.
Daniel?
Yep, firmly agree. Beat Voipor Estades by 19 lengths in the champion chase.
Yeah.
And if we've already put him in solid, like, I mean, just utterly top class. Has to be in legend.
And
then the best for last.
Yeah. Western Warhorse. Dan, where are we placing this last horse?
I think you know where to put him, Willow, don't you? I mean, just keep going down. I think just He's got to. He's debating. Does he go before or after Duke de Geneva?
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean, he won an Arkle 33-1. Retired after running down the field at Aintree. I think it was due to injury. It's tough. It's tough, you know. At least Duke de Geneva has won a race since. It may have been a French hurdle race, but at least he won something.
When he ran in the Arkle, he was rated 135 over fences, and he managed to beat Champagne Fever, who was 158.
And he'd been running over like 2.5 miles mainly before that. So like, imagine him in the novice handicap. He wouldn't have even got in. He wouldn't have got in the have him there or after Duke de Geneva. Either way.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so in a 3, 2, 1, the tier list is going to change from the mess of an order I had it in a second ago to everyone in their specific spots. So this is our concluding tier list. I personally I'm pretty happy with it. What about you two?
Yeah.
Anyone that you really wish could have been put somewhere else?
No.
It's pure recency bias, but I would love to have had Altior and Legend of the Game. But you know.
No, I think I'm happy with all of it, to be honest.
I got my way with most, so I'm quite happy. The fact I got Defi at the bottom does feel joy.
You made a very compelling case on Defi, to be fair.
I put effort into that one.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up this tier list. If you did enjoy this video, drop us a comment. Let us know if you'd like us to do another 3-mile version or any other version, 2-mile hurdlers. Obviously, fill out your own tier list, as I said. Put them in the comments section. Send us on Twitter. We'll be interacting with them. Do either of you two have anything to plug at all? Jake, do you have anything to plug?
No, just thanks so much for the support on the channel so far, guys.
Yeah, it's been mega.
Keep on subscribing and liking the video. It really does help us out to reach more people.
Dan, let us know what you think about these different types of videos. Obviously, it's a bit off the beaten path from the standard.
Never seen a tier list content before.
No, we are now proper YouTubers now. This is it. We're gonna start plugging some of those mobile games next, and then I think it.
Raid Shadow Legend.
Raid Shadow Legend is coming to the channel, and then we are there.
Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please drop a comment, drop a like. If you haven't already, do join our Telegram and check us out on Twitter as well. And we'll see you next week for another video.